Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you want life coaching and mentoring, go check out my website at skyazrael.com. It's bright and early, daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through. I want to talk about a controversial topic. Let's talk about racism. I'll start off with a disclaimer. I'm not racist, not in any way. I will not join in with you on your racist banter in the comments. If anybody makes any racist comments that I personally don't like, yes, I will control your fucking freedom of speech. And if I don't like your comment, you'll be deleted, you'll be banned, you'll be blocked. We will never speak your fucking name again. You'll be gone off this goddamn channel. So let's get into the conversation. My position on racism, current racism in our society nowadays, is that yes, it does exist. There are people out there which, oddly enough, I had a conversation with a guy the other day, very intelligent dude, and he had the position that racism doesn't exist, that there's no such thing as racism. And I'm like, well, what about the Klan? They exist. I've known KKK members. I knew a Grand Dragon of the Ku Klux Klan. I've known neo-Nazi skinheads with swastikas on their faces. You tell me that racism doesn't exist? What are you talking about? But that is a theory out there, and I don't buy into that theory. I personally believe it does exist because I've seen it. I've witnessed it. I've witnessed racism against me for being white. I've witnessed racism against me for being half Jewish. If that's something you didn't know about me, I'm half Jewish. My father was Catholic, my mother was Jewish. I do have the right of Zionist return in Israel. I've been to Israel twice. I've prayed at the Wailing Wall. Kanye West's comments don't offend me. That stuff is nonsense to me. I don't really feel like racism is a big deal. I do think it exists, and you can point it out, and it can be rather ugly. Racism to me is always ignorance. But even though I believe it exists, I don't think it's a big deal. I don't put much weight on it. I don't think it matters much. Some of you really think it matters. What's the worst thing you could be? The worst, where you get canceled, ostracized, no one ever wants to be around. The worst thing you can be is a racist, right? Someone calls you racist, you're canceled, you're fucking done, fired from your job. Maybe your bank will give you all your money back, not even want to do business with you. That's what happened to Kanye West. It was like JP Morgan and Chase or whoever. They said, we don't want to do business with you no more. You're an anti-Semite. That's nuts in a society where you're allowed to have freedom of speech. I'm not defending his racism. I'm just saying it doesn't really matter, but apparently it does. Apparently it's what triggers you guys the most. I don't think it really matters. I've met lots of racist people and they don't offend me. I don't care. I'll give you an example. I go to the gym 6 days a week. I talk to people at the gym, but I focus on my workout mostly. I'm there to work out, and I'm not there chatting. I've seen people at the gym where they spend 4 hours at the gym, and they chat up 3.5 hours, and maybe they only work out for 30 minutes. These are the types that never actually get in any good shape. I get busy when I'm at the gym. You come to me at the gym, you'll be in the fucking bathroom throwing up. I'll work your goddamn ass off. But I do chat with other guys there. I do life coaching and mentoring, and I mentor a couple people that go to my gym. I actually like that kind of in-person mentoring better than online or on telecalls. It works better, especially if we can go to the gym together. I chat with a couple old guys, and I chat with a group of young dudes. Every time I go to the gym, we all see each other. I do my rounds. How you doing? Shake hands, and I get busy, get to work. The two old guys I chat to are very funny, and they're always big smiles. I often see them chatting with each other, and I'll go up to them and join their little group for a minute and chat, shake hands, and then I'll go do my workout. These guys are so funny. I'll tell you about them because it's in context of the conversation. The one guy, I won't give you their names, but the one guy is a Nazi, a real Nazi. And he's a biker. I won't say which biker club that he is a member of. It's a large 1% motorcycle club that you have without a doubt heard of. He's got swastikas tattooed on him. He's got the SS bolts tattooed on him. You know what those SS bolts mean? There's a meaning behind them. If they're painted in red, it means something. If they're painted in black, it means something. If they're just left open, it means something. His are painted red. That means something. He's a pretty scary individual. He's a long-time career criminal, had been to prison, was in the Aryan Brotherhood in prison, went to federal prison. And he's a pretty nasty son of a bitch. If I were to tell him that, he'd have a big smile on his face, and he'd say, "You damn right I am." He's big, he's mean. He's older though, this guy's probably 70. And he's without a doubt a hate monger. Without question, he is a racist. Absolutely, and he's proud of it. His generation, they don't run from that. If you were to call him a racist and a bigot, and he'd say, "Goddamn right," and he'd pull up his shirt and show you his white power tattoos, and he'd be like goose stomping around, "White power, white power." This guy is all about it. The other guy that I talk to, I see these two old men at the gym almost every day, and I shake hands, we chat for a minute. That's one of them. I'll tell you about the other one. The other one, these two guys hang out together. They're buddies. They hang out together. They have each other's phone number. The other guy, I won't say his name, similar age, he's a 69, 70-year-old, 71, I don't know, he's in that age group. Vietnam vet, and you get him talking about his Vietnam stories, oh my God. It will shock you. You think you've heard about shit, this motherfucker talks about killing kids, talks about napalm, talks about all kinds of really fucked up shit that he had to do in Vietnam. And it fucked him up. He got out of Vietnam, joined the Black Panthers. Real deal Black Panther, all the way. Muslim guy. Did a bunch of years in prison. He's from Chicago. He robbed banks. This guy, big black dude, bodybuilder. I think he's probably on steroids because he's a monster. He's really funny. He always has a smile on his face. He's as racist as can be. He hates white people, hates them. And you think, well, he can't hate them that much because he hangs out with a Nazi and then he talks to you. This guy hates whitey. I was watching the news with him one day. We're sitting there by the bench presses and they have a line of TVs over there. We both catch some headline and reacted to it. And he looks at me and he's just like, oh, it was one of these police beatings. I don't know if it was George Floyd, but it was a couple years ago. It was one of them. And he's just shaking his head and he's just like, I'm so sick of this shit. And I thought he was going to talk about police brutality. Oh no. He goes into a whole tirade about how he's sick of white boys. He's sick of white people and he can't wait. He tells me right to my face, he's like, I can't wait. He's like, Sky, I just can't wait. When, not if, but when the race war pops off, that's his greatest dream. It's what he's living for. He prays to God that he can live as long enough to see the race war, because what his greatest fantasy is, he's telling me this as we're working out at the gym. He says, my greatest fantasy is to kill as many white people as I can, to stab as many white boys as I can stab in the race war. This is his greatest dream, and he's my friend. I like the guy. I got his back. He's a good guy. Really, he is. We talk about family. We talk about faith. We talk about our feelings. We talk about all kinds of things. Both these guys hang out together. How could a Nazi with red SS bolts hang out with a Black Panther? And me, a half Jew? You guys don't get it. You don't get it. You don't get it. You're too hung up on your fucking selves. You're too lost in your ideology. Your fucking ideology is meaningless. All that matters is human interaction. We're all humans when it comes down to it. We put our fucking pants on the same way. We piss the same way. We eat the same way. We shit the same way. We love our kids the same fucking way. You guys think it matters. It doesn't matter. Racism doesn't matter. It's all food for thought.